Hello, United Rogue Overwatch. We are back with the last game of Week 6. We've got Montreal versus Houston. This is, or not Houston, what the hell? Montreal versus Pittsburgh. I'm tripping. Sorry about that. This is Storm221 Stormy from Miami, joined by Piper from Houston.
Hello,
And,
everyone.
yep.
That's totally my fault. Houston representing again. Here we are.
Yeah, the Houston squad was doing my match. It was like it was just all Houston. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was the Houston Triad, our GM, Biscuit, and I. We're everywhere.
Unfortunately, not the case this time, but we're here to watch some good old-fashioned Overwatch. Good old-fashioned Emerald League Overwatch with divisional rivals too. Pittsburgh and Montreal in the same division, fighting for that top spot in the conference.
Yeah, I am very excited for this. I believe it was last week or the week before, we saw Montreal and Pitt. And Montreal did a reverse sweep on Pitt, which was super fun to watch with Tracer Eraser on tank. But I'm interested to see how this game goes. The big Tracer Eraser on tank.
The big Tracer Eraser on tank. They won off the back of that, in my opinion. That was just such a big effort coming in from Tracer Eraser, and I'm very curious to see if they decide to put Tracer Eraser back in on tank today, or if they're maybe going to start with Chris with a K on tank. As we do have the map pick in, we are going to Busan for map 1.
Very interesting.
I know Chris with a K does like his dive tanks. Tracer Racer is very comfortable on that Ramattra. I actually duo queued with her for like 3 hours earlier, and she was practicing her SIG. So she definitely has a SIG in the back pocket as well. So I'm curious to see what happens here, to be honest. We'll see if they decide to go with Chris with a K on the slightly more dive heavy Busan, especially that downtown map. However, Brawl is pretty good on the other ones. Or we'll see if they just decide, hey, Tracer Racer was working against Pittsburgh last time, so we're just gonna throw her in there for the first map, not take any chances or anything, and just run it.
I know. I am interested to see. I think this first map, luckily Busan, we have to win 2 points here. So I think we fill it out this first map, and then we might see some changes here for sure, because this ultimately does decide their positioning in their conference.
It does. No knockouts or anything yet, as we know of, because Montreal has yet to play their Week 5 match against Detroit. So we're not really sure where the standings are going. Last time Montreal played Detroit, they did 3-0 them. So if we're going off of that, then that would put Montreal up 3-2 and would have them tied with Pitt. So this could potentially be a very, very big matchup, a potentially deciding matchup on seeding.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Let's see what we get here.
We're at Mecha Base for map 1. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the team comps are looking like. They are starting with Tracer Racer on tank on the Ramattra, and we have Bonaparte on the Reinhardt for the tank matchup. So that is exactly what we were seeing. Seeing Chris with a K on the DPS. To be fair, Chris was putting on some work in that, on that Hanzo, especially on that Junkertown map. It felt like there were a lot of big picks coming from Chris, so he's no slouch in the DPS role either.
No, absolutely not. His Hanzo is definitely something to look out for, but I am excited to see Tracer Racer and Tank for this first map. We'll get started.
It looks like Montreal pushing around to the right side instead of going for the high ground that a lot of teams normally go for, which is where Pitt's going for. Now that we're fighting from the high grounds, it looks like. Just kind of a little bit of poke coming out here. Bonaparte throwing some fire strikes, getting some pretty big value out of those actually. Already charging up that fire strike, and he hits a big one, goes up 20%, but he's gonna fall and die there. And now Montreal just gonna push in, get some cleanup, it looks like.
Yep. Pit retreating, trying not to get any staggers here, and they're gonna have to reset.
Yeah, and that was it was looking really good for Pitt there, but Bonaparte overextending just a little bit, and that's all Montreal really needed to run him down, kill him, and then from there it was just simple cleanup. And Montreal still just staying stacked on this left high ground, and it's giving Bonaparte's just free fire strikes here.
I know, Pitt really has to try and keep them up.
And gets a double kill. There's a big dive from Saucepan.
Looking low.
Oh, Bonaparte's gonna fall. They did flip the point, and they are gonna take out Tracer Racer. That's actually a pretty big stagger, but that guy's gonna fall to the dead inside Lucio. Quaza's going to fall. Yeah, it looks like we're kind of just in like it almost looks like a stagger war. Saucepan does get back to stall the point, which gives his Reinhardt enough time to get back there too. But Saucepan falling really low is gonna fall to dead inside, and Montreal flips the point back. And Bonaparte gonna fall too on your head, dead inside, jumping on his head to secure that kill. A little bit of Lucio shenanigans going on here. I'm all for it. Because we're getting together. That's a huge shatter. Not quite gonna get, it doesn't get the Reinhardt or the Ramatra though, and that's a big ulti from Tracer Racer, taking out 3, essentially nullifying that shatter. We're completely even. It's a 2v2. Mr. K is going to fall though. Montreal still has that point, and Parasite just deciding I'm gonna pop this ulti, but is going to fall to Saucepan. And Pitt's back and has the point back too.
And we are looking at a lot of ults on the side of Pitt as well. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, Pitt's ult economy is looking really solid right now, coming up on a Reaper ult and has everything except Rhine Shatter. Meanwhile, on the side of Montreal, we have both support ults coming up, but not really anything else after the Parasite ult. But here comes the group of Montreal. They've grouped up and they're ready to go in. Bonaparte just says, I'm going to charge in there, but a huge tectonic surge from Saucepan, along with Quaza getting 2 with his own ulti as well. And that's going to be a big team kill for Pitt. That's going to get a lot of percentage on the board for them. It's probably definitely going to put them up above 73, so they're going to take the lead in this round. That was a lot of ultis used though, and now here comes Montreal just running it up in that right high ground. But Zeke's gonna get a big Death Blossom. Tracer Racer's pinned and is super low, and everybody else is gonna fall. That's a big play from Zeke, and that might have just won Pitt this round. A team kill. Yeah, I think it is.
Huge.
Oh, well, Lucio's actually might be able to get in, but he kind of backs off, scared of the Reinhardt, and that might cost him. Oh, Chris with the K barely getting on with the Tracer, but he's gonna fall real quick. Next is the Moira. Let's see how long she can stall. She falls, but Tracer Racer back on the Reinhardt. Gets pinned, dies, down goes Parasite, and that's a very good defense from Pittsburgh, just cleaning up easily on the staggered touches from Montreal, and that's gonna be round 1 to Pittsburgh. Very close fight though.
Absolutely. Bonaparte did a really great job cleaning up in the end there. He was not letting anyone touch that point. We are not risking it.
That's facts. He's swinging that big hammer. He says, "No tracers, no Moiras, nothing. Your moving abilities aren't gonna stop me. I'm gonna swing this hammer and I will hit you hard. Your movement abilities will not affect me." Especially with that awesome the Bound Demon Reinhardt hammer with the big effects. I'm loving it. Now Tracer Racer deciding to swap back to the Ram after going Rhine for the end there, probably for a touch. And Chris with a K opting for the Widow. No switches on the side of Pittsburgh, it looks like, though.
Relatively the same team comp on the side of, I mean, both teams,
Ooh.
really.
Yeah, Quasar falls really low. There's going to get back. Bonaparte falling to about half, but Saucepan's going to fall pretty early. That's the first pick. Let's see if Montreal can capitalize. Their Immortality fields out pretty early. But Tracer Racer deciding to push in, but gets pinned by Reinhardt. Taking her away from her team. That's big. Montreal, and Pitt also gets the point as well. Zeke is gonna fall to Parasite. Oh, and Quaz is gonna fall to Dead Inside. So now it's kind of just Reinhardt and Juno versus the world. Ooh, but Saucepan showing, hey, I'm here too. Oh, down goes Parasite. That was a good fire strike. In combination with that, speed ring, but he's gonna get gunned down by Tracer Racer and Chris with a K, but Chris with a K is also going to fall to Saucepan. I think Montreal kind of just needs to try and group up here.
Absolutely. We're already looking at a shatter for Bonaparte.
Yep, that's a fast ulti. Let's see if he decides to. I'm curious to see if he decides to use it early. There's the hammer from the
Yep.
there's the shield from the Ramatra, and down goes the hammer as soon as he saw that. Gonna get a pin, and Tracer Racer is in fact going to fall. Calaho having a good reaction time to be able to fade out of the shatter, but unfortunately unable to save his tank player. Sights are on for Widowmaker, so we're gonna have to, Pittsburgh gonna be a little bit more careful with where they peek, but I think right now they're kind of chilling. That guy getting a little low and is gonna fall to Chris with a K. Zeke also low. He's gonna fall. Quaz are gonna fall, and it looks like they're just falling apart here. Bonaparte gonna fall. That's a quick fight win for Montreal. And Saucepan says, I'm gonna get this pick. This fight is lost. I'm gonna get 2 picks before I go down. He says, I'm taking 2 out with me.
Or not.
I mean, hey, that's not the, you know, it sets them back a little bit. A little bit of a stagger. It is a stagger for them, but taking 2 for 1 there, I'm definitely taking that trade. Window out from the Baptiste. Inside kind of just using it to try and keep his team up, but is also using it for the damage, and down goes 3 for Montreal. And Pittsburgh's gonna flip the point back, already up to 92%, but Montreal taking it back here.
We have a huge ult economy. Yeah, I was gonna say we have a huge ult economy for the side of Pitt, so
yeah, Pittsburgh coming up on all of them. Yep. Let's see. Let's see a Saucepan ult. Let's see a Zeke ult. I want to see a Juno. I want to see a Juno thing here too. So I feel like we haven't really seen it. There's the Saucepan ult. We're pressing Q, baby. Here we go. Zeke on the flank, not quite able to take out that Widow, but Saucepan. And that was almost every single ult used on the side of Pitt, but they're 93%, so of course they're going to be doing that. And I don't think Montreal gets a touch here. 99? Nope, that's going to be it. And that's round 1 to Pitt. Very hard fought round from both sides. I think the 2-0 doesn't quite tell the story completely accurately, but Pittsburgh making plays when it counted, getting those big group kills as well, as we're seeing here with the big tectonic surge. I think that's what it's called.
Huge surge.
That's fat.
I think you're right.
I'm about to pull up the wiki. I'm looking this up. Tectonic shock. I was close enough.
Oh yeah, I mean, surge, shock, tomato,
Same thing,
tomato,
pretty much.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Same thing. No, Pitt looked a little rough there in the beginning, but they managed to pull it together and win them that map overall.
Yeah, no, they pulled it back, and they pulled it back from that round 1. I think they actually won the round 1 too. They were looking rough at the beginning of it, but they pulled it together. Bonaparte locked in and started playing that Reinhardt and just controlling space, and Saucepan with the big ultis as well. That adventure is looking clean. That's a quick map pick too from Montreal. They're going to Runasapi. So we're getting pushed out of the way quickly here.
I love this map pick from them. I do think that the last time we saw Pitt on this map, they rolled, for lack of a better term. Playing against KCC, they were able to push that. It was. They were able to push super far, super early. It was a match indeed.
Well, now let's see if they can keep that up on keep up their Runasapi streak though, because this is definitely a map where Brawl can be played very, very well. But that's what we said about, you know, that's what we said about Busan on the 2 points that they played. Those were the 2 Brawl points. So let's see if Tracer Racer can dig deep. Let's see if Montreal can dig deep. And and we're seeing the Sigma from Tracer Racer. Though not exactly the greatest tank matchup into Reinhardt, but it can definitely be played, especially with this poke style comp that they have going here with the Moira, Kiriko, and Hanzo looking around that Sig shield and just taking pot shots, especially on these long sight lines that Runasapi has as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of playable space here for both of these comps, truthfully.
Yeah, Saucepan and Zeke both have a lot of places they can go to flank. Well, let's see what happens going into game 2. Caliho going a little bit low early. A lot of Montreal actually falling. Looks like to a fire strike, and looking at that ult charge on the side of Bonaparte. Rock goes out, so does Suzu. I think Pitt's going to try and look for a push here. Here goes the Reinhardt. Down goes the Hanzo. Over does get revenge. But they're falling. Bonaparte gets a little bit too overzealous and pushes past the Sig shield, unable to get any heals from his supports. But Pitt's kind of just stolen the cart here, and now Montreal needs to chase him. Oh. That guy is going to fall.
That guy.
Yeah, he was just getting hit by that Moira. Not really much you can do about it at that point, especially not as Ana. Oh, but Caliho killing Quaza, but Bonaparte trading that kill off. Bonaparte is looking a little bit low. He's kind of waiting for supports to get back, it seems like. It looks like they're back now.
We are all good. Yep, everyone's back.
Oh, Parasite taking some big shots on that guy, trying to pressure that back line, and Saucepan is going to fall. Ooh. That's a big shatter, shattering both Tracer Racer and Chris with a K, but he's not going to be able to get the kill on Chris. He was super low, but down he goes, finally dies to that guy. Tracer Racer is purple, Zeke falls, and it looks like another fight win from Montreal. I wonder if Montreal probably gets lead off of this. Not quite going to get forward spawn before they get back though. And it looks like Bonaparte's going to switch and he's going to take the Sigmir here.
Bonaparte's Sigma is very good, arguably one of the best in Emerald in my opinion.
I can see it for sure. That's definitely one of his comfort characters, but they're not going to touch, and Montreal's kind of just going to get this forward spawn for free. Chris with the K is down, but it's not that big of a deficit that they can't really come back from. But here comes Zeke. Tracer Racer eating it with the hands. And there's a big rocket barrage coming from Parasite. Zeke super low.
Yeah, just to make it out.
Bonaparte's still kind of fighting here alone, though. He has his Juno with him. It looks like his Ana is back as well. Zeke kind of looking for a flank, but this far is just making it really hard for his Reaper to actually be able to do anything, and it looks like Parasite spotted him. He's just gonna have to Wraith out, yeah.
Yep. Whole team's over there.
Here comes the Saucepan ulti. Not quite gonna get anybody, it looks like. But they are gonna be able to pick off Parasite afterwards, so, and as along with Chris with a K. Zeke is gonna fall to Calaho, though.
It's
still definitely winnable for Montreal.
We're even.
Oh, but yeah, while Tracer Racer and everybody else were fighting up top, the Pittsburgh supports kind of just stole the bot from under their noses. Oh, there's a nano. Well, I didn't even hear the nano. There's a nano sig on the field here. Where was the? I did not hear the nano call out. Rock from Tracer Racer kind of just poking at each other, building up a little bit of that ult charge. Bonaparte does have his Gravitic Flux online, and Tracer Racer is getting very, very, very close to theirs. And here it comes. Only gonna grab one, it looks like, though. And I believe it got suited as well. And now Tracer Racer answering back with their own, and this one's gonna be a lot bigger. Down go the supports. But he's gonna get jumped by the Reaper and he's gonna kill themselves with their own rock. But
unfortunate.
Yeah. Reaper was just on him, and down goes Dead Inside here to the Sigma, and Pittsburgh's gonna be looking to push back. Oh, Parasite really dangerously low. Not quite gonna fall to Bonaparte though.
We've got the Chris with a K May swap.
Interesting. I don't think we haven't really seen much of his May recently, so this could definitely be interesting. A lot of their backline going down, and Tracer is with a big rock in a Saucepan. Oh, Zeke with the ulti, not quite gonna get anybody. There's the ulti from Calaho. Try and preserve his team a little bit. Dead Inside still falls, but you still have your Moira heals. Oh, but Calaho falling really low, really quickly, and this could get bad. This could get ugly for Montreal really quickly. Tracer Racer still fighting back. Chris with the K does fall, and Tracer Racer, yep, just gonna die with their team. Yeah, just die with their team. Try and come back and regroup.
It is like fight for fight here.
Yeah, they're just going back and forth. And Pittsburgh getting that forward spawn was really, really big, I think.
Yeah, huge for them. Still a lot of time on the board, though.
Oh, absolutely. We still got 3 minutes and 16 seconds left of Overwatch to play. But now here comes a lot of ultis coming out. A support ult from Pitt, and we had the Curie rush, but both Montreal supports are dead. And Parasite trying to kind of go for a hero, a little bit of a hero barrage, but it doesn't work out. Yeah, no supports on the side of Montreal, and Tracer Race is just not going to be able to do anything. So now here we go. Calaho throwing about a little bit of damage orb, trying to build up a little bit of that ulti back. Dead Inside swapping to the Lucio. See if Montreal, probably wants to try and give Montreal some faster rotations. Bob is out. However, Saucepan does die. But Bobbert getting Tracer Racer down really, really low. He's finally gone. Ooh, Parasite is also a swap onto the Venture as well. He's gonna see if he can match that Venture from Saucepan, but Saucepan, ooh, that rock was so close to hitting Bonaparte. But unfortunately, it's just a matter of inches there. But that matter of inches just got pretty much just got Parasite and Chris with a K killed. And 2 DPS swaps here. Parasite onto the Sombra, Chris with a K onto the Soldier. I don't think Parasite is too fond of getting fluxed anymore.
I would think the same. We've seen Parasite Sombra before. Not a fun
Getting a little
thing
bit
to
low
deal
though,
with.
and Caliho falls, and Chris with a K also falls. And here comes a Tracer Eraser Sigma ult, but there's not really much to follow up on. Or not many people to follow up on it with. It's just a man advantage here for Pittsburgh, and they're abusing it to the best of their abilities. Good block on the rock from going apart, and here comes the Juno ulti.
Huge.
They're gonna be pushing with this. I'm not really sure what he was ulting with that, but it doesn't matter because it still gets it done. It was a zoning ult.
For sure.
Is that gonna be it? Are they gonna touch? They're not gonna touch, and that's a full push from Pitt. Try saying that 5 times fast.
I'm not even going to attempt to try to say it at all.
But
Okay,
Quaza play of the
Quaza.
game. I don't think we've seen that yet this season.
We have not.
Oh yeah, the ulti
Ooh.
cancel. That was him that got that. A good play from Pittsburgh.
Too.
Yeah, big play from Pittsburgh, showing their dominance on Runosapi, and that's a 2-0 lead for Pittsburgh. However, do not count Montreal out yet. They're a very scrappy team. This is exactly what happened last time. They went down 2-0 to Pittsburgh, and they reverse sweep them. So it is definitely not over yet.
Definitely doable for Montreal. Do you think we see Chris with a K on tank?
I think it's possible. I think it depends on what map they decide to go to, though. I think it's entirely map dependent. Because if they might want to go on a more dive-centric map, maybe put Parasite on the Widowmaker, and put Chris with a K on the Winston, or maybe even a Diva swap. Or they could just say, screw it. The Brawl, we're just going to keep hitting our heads against the wall until the wall breaks. And we're going to keep running that Brawl. And honestly, I wouldn't mind either one. I think either one's a valid strategy here.
I definitely agree with you. What map do you think we're going to sweep if you are Montreal?
If I'm Montreal, well, there's the obvious pick, right? If you want the long sight lines, you just go circuit. You just go circuit royale, throw Parasite on the Widowmaker. Tracer Eraser can Sigma, so just throw her on there, and you've got a match. If you want to run a more brawly type map, you could probably go. Oh yeah, Midtown. That's that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
And as it's spoken, Chris with a K says Midtown in the chat. So here we go. We're running it to Midtown. Midtown does have some opportunities to play Widow though, if Parasite chooses to do so. Which, you know, it's entirely possible he doesn't. It's entirely possible he just decides to go on the Venture, or, you know, one of his other comfortable hit scans.
Definitely. I'm excited to see the team comp for this.
I'm also excited to see. I'm also excited to see the team comp. I'm ready to watch some more Overwatch. Ready to watch some more Emerald Overwatch. 2-0 Pit. In a potentially very important matchup too. Let's see if Montreal can do the same thing that they did last time against Pitt and pull the reverse sweep. It looks like Montreal is ready. Looks like Pittsburgh is ready. And
all right, we're going in.
There we go. we're heading in.
I do think I like this music. I like the start of this.
The Midtown music is fire. we love Midtown music.
Ooh, defense. I like the up for defense on this map as well.
I don't like what he said after. Okay, the chat's getting a little freaky. I'm not seeing any freaks on the screen though. I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any. What's his actual? I always forget what his actual name is. What his
Hazard.
actual name in game is. Hazard. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Hazard. I'm not seeing any freaks on the screen. So we've just got some bona fide freaks in the chat. Jeez. It's always something with these Pittsburgh folks. They're always doing something. But that's why we love them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Parasite is opting to go on the Widow though. So my prediction comes true a little bit. We got some TP strats coming on from the side of Montreal too, dead inside. Known for picking up the Symmetra a little bit sometimes. And I didn't even notice. Chris with the K is on the Chris with the K is on the Freak. He has swapped to the Freak. And we have Tracer Racer back on support for this map too. Chris with the K is gonna fall low and is gonna fall to Zeke. Zeke putting in some work here. Tracer Racer is going to get the exit pick on Saucepan, but there's not really much they can do here anymore.
Nope, we're gonna have to come back and regroup.
Parasite is going to be able to escape though. Okay, I just read the chat. Booger Bear said, all 5 MTL players just opened Spotify. May the odds be ever in your favor. It looks like Montreal is locking in.
Alright.
That's what it's looking like. But Pittsburgh is getting some poke in. The Sombra trying to dive Parasite, but thinks better of it and decides to back out. We do have some TP stuff over here, and now most of Montreal in that top building. Trace Saucepan is gonna fall, but they trade for Caliho.
Oh,
that wall from Chris almost blocked the Reaper from getting out, but not quite. And in he goes, holding that block. Zeke is going to fall to it. And now Chris immediately onto that Juno. Oh, Chris with the case super low. He's trying to look for his supports, but that 6 shield's just gonna keep blocking him. He's gonna fall even through block. Bonaparte picks off too. Let's see if Montreal can clean this up, but they're falling. Bonaparte is really low, but he's gonna get a little bit of overhealth. Not even a tick for Montreal. It looked like they had that fight won, but it just didn't work out, and Tracer Racer gets hard staggered. Parasite switches onto the Reaper. We do have Nano and Window on the side of Montreal along with Simwall. Meanwhile, on the side of Pittsburgh, we have a Flux and an EMP coming up. EMP potentially being very big, along with, the rest of the ults being pretty close. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit of a Reaper 1v1 up here, and Parasite just smokes him up there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, there's the Freak ult. And the Nano Reaper. Nano Reaper putting in some work on that Sigma's health bar, gonna fall. And Quaza's low too. Tracer Racer fighting for her life against that Sombra.
Go, get out.
Sombra falls. Zeke with the desperation ult. It's gonna hit 2 though. It's gonna kill 3. That's a huge Reaper ult. And then that guy dropping down the Juno ult to make sure that we live. Quaza also burning his ult. I'm not sure if that was necessary though. There was only really dead inside there.
I'm not thinking it was.
Yeah, a little bit of a waste here. Tracer Racer swapping onto the Mercy, and is gonna get that resin on dead inside. Who has now swapped off to the Sojourn over the Symmetra. Parasite already getting a little bit low. And so is Caliho, and Caliho's gonna fall. Only 10 seconds left. Rez is off a cooldown. Oh, and Parasite falls. Dead inside falls. Tracer Racer gonna get hacked. Says hello. Falls. And that's looks like it's gonna be it. Montreal able to get 1 tick. That's better than nothing. Now let's see if they can get a full hold. It's not looking too good for them, but anything is possible in this video game. It is
Anything
entirely
can
possible that
happen.
Montreal just gets a full, hold.
Definitely. But Pittsburgh's defense is been looking pretty solid this whole entire series, honestly. They've been
Yeah,
able to really
it
work
definitely
together,
has.
hold it together, and really utilize their ult economy. And I think that's what a lot of it comes down to as well.
It would definitely seem that way. Bonaparte going on to the Sigma. First with a K, opting for the Zarya pick. Also, Tracer Racer swapping to Brigitte. So we have a Brig Juno comp here. Brig Juno Symmetra, Kree Zarya. I like that on defense for Montreal. I'm a pretty big fan of that comp. Bonaparte opting to switch to the Reinhardt though off of the Sigma, which is definitely a better matchup in Zarya, but that's just a lucky guess, I guess. Is what it's looking like here.
I
Unless
think
he
so
somehow
too.
heard, unless he somehow heard the Zarya or heard like a straight voice line or something. If it was said, we'll see though.
5, 4, 3,
Saucepan onto that venture. Zeke staying on the comfort pick of Reaper. No Juno on the side of Pit anymore though. That guy opting to switch to the Kiriko.
Likely because of the Ana, but we don't have an Ana on the side of Montreal.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's you know, that's probably why. You definitely got that call. Ooh. Looks like a little bit of poke going in. A lot of people on Montreal getting a little bit low though. We're all back up to full though. We're chilling. Playing a little bit of poke. I expect Pittsburgh to just run in at any point though and just try and just start, you know, throwing hands.
I agree. I think they're gonna full charge this.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
A little aggro.
Oh, but Chris with a K at really high charge right now. So that's definitely going to be a little bit of a deterrent here. Bonaparte going for the charge, but a really good counterpin from Tracer Racer. That Reinhardt's looking really low. Gets a Suzu. Chris with a K trying to push the envelope here. Not going to be able to get anybody, but Saucepan does fall elsewhere. So now it's a 4v5. However, Chris with a K staying at this 100 charge for a really long time, and Bonaparte's going to fall really low. That Symmetra turret up top. Slowing him down a little bit. And yep, back up to 100 charge for Chris. They're just feeding in this, and here comes the support ult, and Chris with a K is going to fall really quickly. That was the biggest pick. That was the one pick they really needed to get here.
Absolutely. They were stuck in that room for a little while there.
Caliho falls, Dead Inside falls. Just one support on. But they do have a rally, but it's gonna be not quite enough. Chris with the K onto the Doomfist for the try and get the touch, but it's not looking like it's going to come through. So a big 3-0 sweep from Pitt. They said, we're not messing around this week. We're not going to let you come back and reverse sweep us. We are taking this, and we are taking this convincingly.
Absolutely. And I love all the support play of the games as a support player. Huge.
Yeah.
Oh, very bold.
Yeah, big ult cancel. 2 ult cancels. Two ult cancels from that guy and to win the one play of the game.
Huge
But a
win
potentially
for Pitt.
the potentially very deciding matchup for Pitt, depending on how some of these other matches go. But big on their map record too, because if they somehow end up tied with Montreal, that's what's going to decide their seeding.
Exactly. Map win percentage is there. And I do think Pitt takes that now. I think they have it before too.
Pitt was at 11-8. Montreal was at 10-8, and that's going to push Pitt up quite a bit on them, actually.
We are definitely looking comfortable on the side of Pitt, but don't forget, still have the Montreal versus Detroit game to be seen. But that is kind of it for week 6.
Yep, looking like it. So this has been Stormy and my co-commentator
Piper.
Yeah.
Pleasure seeing you guys, and then we'll see each other this week.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing each other this week because we're playing each other, so it should be fun. Good luck.
Very exciting matchup. Good luck to you too.
We will see you guys in the stream next time. Bye.